Welcome to the Highlands Falls Golf Croquet Elite Invitational. Last year it was the Western North Carolina Golf Croquet Invitational. This will be the title going forward, so this is the second annual. It's held, of course, at the Highlands Falls Country Club in Highlands, North Carolina. The croquet lawns are on an old par 3 green, and that fabulous clubhouse makes it stand out. Darin Guffey is your tournament director, and he is the resident pro here. Lynda Bjorkland is the tournament manager and is the Western North Carolina district president. Jim Potts is your tournament referee. The USCA, under the leadership of President Beverly Carno, sanctions this tournament and brings you this YouTube channel. The USCA invites you to get on the website, check it out, sign up, and join us out here on the lawn. Special thanks to perennial channel sponsor Chris Barley and to Preston Stewart for supporting the editing. Our exclusive equipment sponsor, Don Oakley, can provide anything you need to play this game in any form and at any level. Whether you want to play 9-wicket in your backyard, American rules, AC, or golf croquet, he's got it all. And tournaments like this require sponsorship, which came in this case from Lynda Bjorkland, Kathy Gamble, Dan Horton, Jim Potts, Hammond Rowers, and Ron Taylor. Without them, this tournament and certainly this video wouldn't have happened. At this tournament, we captured commentary from the players separately and mashed it to the video later. Thanks to everybody who stepped up to the mic. I hope you enjoy it. Matthew Isaac and Jim Jamieson called this game from the beginning, but the video doesn't start till about 3 minutes, so enjoy the wisdom of our commentators over crowd scenes from the end of the game.
All right. And we're off. Jimmy plays a nice blue in there. And got a good start. So Jimmy Huff has been playing croquet for a while. He's out of Carrollton, Georgia, and he's got a wonderful lawn down there on a little peninsula in Carrollton. And I've had the opportunity to go down there and play, and it's a lovely venue. And then Crayton is High Hampton's own. He's the pro here at High Hampton on the plateau, and great clearance by Red, clearing with the first ball, and setting up for a battle here at Hoop 1. But two lovely guys, two good players, and looking forward to hopefully a good Game 3. I'm here with Jim Jamieson on the mic, and we're going to hopefully give you guys some good commentary of a good match.
And Matthew, congratulations on winning the championship in 2 good games. Your observation on that game?
Thank you, Jim. I thought I played fairly well. Darin, Darin's level of play was definitely higher in the first game, but I still think he played fairly well in the second game. But there's a couple of critical shots. He asked me after the match what was the difference, and I thought the critical shots in the first game he hit up until Hoop 9, when he missed a pretty short clearance that he would love to have back, I'm sure. And then in Game 2, there was a couple of hoop shots that he was making in the first game he didn't make in the second game. Same way with a couple of clearances. So I just think the overall consistency of it is who ends up winning these matches, these long best-of-3 or best-of-5 matches. So.
Well, and this is a compliment to you. I'd make the observation that often it's the threat of what you can do that leads to people playing the wrong shot or making a mistake. And it's the same for me in the quarterfinal playing Edmund. The threat of what Edmund can do forced me to do things that probably I shouldn't have done.
Yeah. So. And you just feel like if you do what you kind of stick to the plan. When you're playing against a player that has that much firepower, a lot of times it's you're worried of what's coming next.
Right.
And so you're trying to prevent it by taking on a more aggressive style or playing more aggressive tactics. And so forcing people into decisions they really aren't comfortable making. It's a big part of our game. So I pride myself on trying to take more hoop shots than my opponent, and a lot of these guys in the United States are starting to figure that out and trying to match that with. Sometimes those hoop shots are longer than what they're comfortable with, and yeah, they might make them here and there, but the consistency of the long hoop shots is the tough part.
Well, as this game goes on, we'll find time to talk a little more about that. But let's talk a little bit about what's happening here at Hoop One.
Yeah, so Yellow just played a phenomenal clearance.
Yeah.
Not only is he taking blue to the west boundary, but sitting in front of the hoop, it's hard to tell if it's a runner or not, but either way, it's really good. I think we'll see Jimmy go for this yellow ball, try to get right half, and force Crayton into a decision of hoop or ball. So he's gone for a soft mid-pace clearance. These courts, I think Jim would agree with me, these courts are very true, and you can play a softer pace on these and trust the ball to stay on line a lot. I wouldn't necessarily say that soft, because there are breaks, there are tweaks and turns, but it's a very true court, and it kind of stays on line all the way through as long as you start it on line.
Talk a little bit about the technique of those soft clears, because I think many of us find that we don't follow through on that shot. We end up stabbing a little bit, and that leads to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of rhythm and tempo, and my view is if you're punching or speeding up the mallet, basically you're changing the direction of the mallet unless you're punching with the same consistency of pressure with both hands every time, which is very difficult to replicate. And so I think, I view the mallet as if I take X amount of backswing, I should have similar follow through on the other end based on the momentum of the mallet.
Same as putting.
Exactly. And so, just letting the mallet do the work is a term I use very often, but just not trying to make the shot happen, or I call it steering or guiding. A lot of times people hit mid-pace clearings and they're trying to guide it on line rather than just trusting their swing like they would on a full swing. So shorter backswing, same exact rhythm on the way through is the goal. So Jimmy's setting up the block. He likes his chances to jump with black. He looks like he's come up a little bit short just based on his reaction. And we're going to see Crayton go for a clearance on black. If he gets it, good chance he wins the hoop. If he doesn't, we're going to see Jimmy take on the jump. Nice shot.
Good shot.
So a little bit about Crayton. I've had a chance to become pretty good friends with him over the last couple of years. I met him in Egypt in 2023. He came over for the Egyptian Open on the same trip that I went on, and he's been Irish. He uses an Irish grip, and he's used Irish since I've known him, but he's talked to me a lot this week about his interest in messing around with Solomon because he wants to have more power on his clears. And so 2 days ago, he was practicing after play was over, and he was swinging Solomon. It looked very smooth and consistent, and he was hesitant about switching, and I suggested that he goes ahead and does it now because he's in a consolation event, and I think it's a good time you don't want to be hesitant about it. If you want to try it, go for it. If it doesn't work out, you can come back to Irish. And he said, okay. He proceeds to start the next day, play Irish all the way through, play his best croquet that he's played all week, and he comes over to me and goes, I'm really happy I didn't take your advice. So
I love it.
I'm happy to see him playing well and with whatever grip he's using. So
Now, you're one of the players who uses two different grips for specific shots. So as we develop this game, let's keep an eye on what's happening in the game. Tell us a little bit more about that, because I'm reluctant to do that. It sort of feels to me that that's two things that could go wrong instead of one.
yeah.
But the upside is obviously huge.
Yeah, I mean, I think each grip, its red comes in a little short. I think each grip has its strengths and its weaknesses. And, I'm never going to try to hit power clearances like Sharif with Irish grip. I'm not going to hit mid-pace clearances with Solomon because for me, each swing has its strengths. I feel very comfortable at mid-pace with Irish. I don't with Solomon. I feel very comfortable with power with Solomon, but not with Irish. So I think each grip is comfortable for different things. And I got kind of lucky with I was playing a lot of AC, and when I messed around with Irish just for drive shots and just approaching a hoop, and slowly started to incorporate it into golf croquet. And it started as a 4-yard clearance, then a 5-yard clearance, and now it's not about length; it's about power. That's a really
Very
good shot.
Clearance by Crayton there.
Center balls, it sticks around, and yellow's still got a shot. So
Center ball is a wonderful thing.
yes, it is. And that's that mid pace right there, where it's enough power to move that ball 7 to 8 yards, but controlled enough to keep yellow in the picture.
And notice the rhythm of the shot. It's a beautiful rhythm back and through.
Yes.
Equal distances back and through. A couple of other things on grip that I think you and I will definitely agree on. Split grip is not a good idea.
Absolutely. I think you're encouraging your hands to work against each other instead of as one piece. And, the closer your hands are together, the happier I am.
Right.
I like to see people with, I think a lot of times people that use standard separate their grip more and more. And yes, that bottom hand is giving you more control, but you're then steering the mallet with two different parts instead of your hands and arms working together. I think this is a hoop shot, Jim.
It looks like it.
Ooh, good effort.
Now black has a great opportunity. When I meet new players at our club at Trillium, for the first week or the first couple of times they play, often the only way they can make good contact with the center of the ball is by having one hand really low, so having the hand split. But I always encourage them after they've had some success in just hitting the ball to get those hands together.
Yeah, just start creeping that hand farther up the mallet.
Well done, Jimmy.
Great shot by Jimmy. 1-1.
Jimmy always quick to interact with the crowd.
Yes, he is, and with his opponent.
Oh yeah.
He's a fun guy to play.
He is one of the most friendly people. Tom and I talked a little about him before you came, and about how he has his own lawn down at Carlton, west of Atlanta, and he will welcome anybody there to come and play.
That's right. I always like to tell a story of I did an exhibition at Peachtree Hills, and Jimmy said, "Since you're in Atlanta, why don't you swing by and see the court?" And I said, "Sure." And I show up. And I expected just to take a look at the lawn, play a game or two, and then head on my way. But Jimmy had a set 5-game schedule for me to play, back-to-back games, and so it was a fun trip. I got a chance to play everybody that was there, and Roy G is one of the players there. He played me first, and he beat me 7-4. And Jimmy still tells me that I've ruined Roy G because he's got the big head for the rest of his life. So.
Well, of course, we could talk about our 12-year-old phenomenon who played this week, young Simon, who we all love. Great young man, going to be a fabulous player, and we were all dreading being the first person to lose to him in a tournament. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting beside our tournament winner. Actually, managed to lose to him 7-6.
That's right.
In a fabulous game.
Yeah, it's funny. I've kind of come full circle. I enjoyed being the 12-year-old beating people a lot more than I appreciate losing to the 12-year-old. So he's such a great kid, and he's got such a promising future. But he played really well. Just like any game you lose, there's shots that I would like back, but it wasn't there's games you lose where you give it away and your opponent ends up making a 3-footer to win the game, but his 12 and 13, he made 12 from 14 yards and he made 13 from 7 yards. So he earned both of those hoops and played really well. So
yes, he did. This final is getting in the way of our conversation, but let's make sure we keep focused. So that was a long attempted clear by Jimmy, and now Crayton has a good opportunity to run wicket 3.
Yeah, and one of the things, a lot of players are scared to take hoop shots on when there's another ball in front, but I love taking hoop shots on when my opponent is directly behind the hoop, because not only do I win this hoop, but the first shot to the next one is hampered. So looks like he accelerated a little bit there, lost a little bit of his rhythm, catches left post, and Jimmy's got a great opportunity to take a 2-1 lead.
Jimmy will now try the same thing. I would hope he will try to run this down to the next wicket.
So let's talk a little bit about his style here as far as setting the mallet down. What are your thoughts on that, Jim?
I don't like it at all. I don't think he should be allowed to do it. Jimmy knows my feelings on this.
Great shot.
Darin Guffey has a great saying. He said the mallet should be attached to your hands at all times.
Absolutely.
And I happen to agree with that. I discourage our inexperienced players from standing back and looking. I understand they need to get a feel of where they lined up, but once they've done that 2 or 3 times, I think they just need to work on the technique.
Absolutely. And, I'm of the belief that lining a mallet up is not nearly as important as lining your body up. And so, setting your mallet down and taking a look at it is great. Your mallet's in line, but if your body is then not matching that exact same alignment, then you spend all that time for no reason. You'd be amazed if you turned the mallet crooked, lined your body up, and took a swing, how often you make the hoop, as opposed to lining the mallet up, then walking back to look at it. If your body's not in line with that, then you're going to swing in the direction that your body is pointing.
Right.
So I just think the body alignment, hips, feet, are a lot more important than where the mallet is pointed.
So you see, yellow went a little too far. There's a general rule, an old saying I've heard some people use: 6 inches past the wicket is not as good as 6 feet short of the wicket.
That's right.
And that's most often true.
And the higher the level is, the farther, 6 feet turns into 12 feet, 15 feet. As long as you're in front of the hoop, you're giving yourself a chance, and you're posing a threat.
Right.
So Jimmy plays a good ball in here. I'm curious to see what Crayton does here. The center ball on black, if he can stay in front of blue, is an option, but I think he's going to have to take blue because of how close it is.
Right.
It's hard from our angle to know if red does have a path to the hoop and if it can run, but either way, clearing blue is a smart thing here, and we'll see if he can maintain his rhythm. Yeah, pretty shot.
Beautiful shot. Yeah, the rhythm stayed beautifully together there. He didn't come up out of that, anxious to look to see how it hit it.
That's right.
Really well done. Back on young Simon, Tom, I asked Tom this question, I'll ask you the same one. I've always observed Sharif as someone who stabs his setup shots, and I was a little concerned to see Simon doing the same thing as a 12-year-old. And Tom thought that people such as yourselves were going to strongly discourage him from continuing to do that, to get more of a rhythm through the ball.
Yeah, it's one of the few things I got a chance to talk to him about after our match. We finished, and he asked me what he could do better, and my first comment was, obviously there's not much, but I think one of the things in our match that he did well was he hit good positional shots, and he was in position constantly, forcing me to clear him. But I did encourage him that I thought that his rhythm, when it's good, his consistency of distance is much better. And so the stab is more of a way where you think you've taken too much backswing, or you don't think you've taken enough backswing, and you're trying to compensate for it on the front end. And just trust the backswing that you take. Let's say it comes up a hair short. Now you need more backswing. And so you're learning every shot that you hit if your rhythm is consistent. But I always explain that there's 2 variables when you're punching at the ball: the backswing length and the acceleration speed. If you can make the front end, the acceleration speed, the same, a consistent rhythm, then there's only one variable. You're taking one of the variables completely out of play. And so I encouraged him strongly to continue to use his Irish, but to have a follow through as opposed to that stab. And so it was nice to see him. He played Jack Rush following our match, and the majority of his setups were that nice smooth rhythm. And it's hard to switch one game after you hear someone say that, but it's nice to see him incorporate it at least a little bit.
Well, I think he's at the impressionable age where he can make these changes.
Absolutely.
Much better than most of us who are much older. And he beat Jack Rush.
He did, yes.
So you're not the only one.
That's right. That's right. I was happy to see that. Yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I'm excited. I think I've told you this already, Jim. I'm going to play doubles with him in the next national championship, and so I'm looking forward to that opportunity to play with him, help him learn a little bit. And I was very fortunate at that age to have a lot of people helping me along the way, and so any way that I can help out the younger generation
I think that's
is good.
Incredibly generous. That's a good clear.
Really good clear.
now left yellow in a position where he can either make the wicket or clear blue. It looks like he's in a position to make the wicket if black doesn't hit him. I think that's very generous of you to do that with Simon. At his age, it may reduce your chances of actually winning doubles, but as you won it this year, you've now achieved everything.
That's right. Now it's about having fun, and
right. I love that.
You know, I think we'll really enjoy it, and you know, it might decrease my chances a little bit going,
but not by much.
But not by much. No, he's a really strong player.
And don't forget, he'll be 13 by then.
That's right. One more year sounds terrifying.
So
he's already scary enough at 12.
Maybe world champion at 16 to 18.
There you go.
Let's see.
Blake Fields has the record right now. Simon's on the right track.
Right.
So, all right. So black misses. Yellow's got a pretty straightforward shot at the hoop here. I expect he'll run this. Beautiful shot.
2-2. I get the feeling this one's going to go to 7-6. So we'll see.
You know, we talk a lot about certain hoops and their importance, and I find that the run of 4, 5, 6 a lot of times can go in one player's favor. And so, you know, I really like to – I'm a player that likes to clear with the first ball whenever someone sets up. My view on it is if I get 2 shots at it, I have a better chance to hit it. Obviously, I understand that in some situations it's better to play with the second ball, and that's kind of getting to my point that hoop 5 is one of the few hoops that I love to set with the first ball and clear with the second.
Right.
Because I know when I do clear it, it's going to be a long distance away. So Crayton has opted for that decision, but red is just visually in the way. He can still get the center of blue or the right half of blue. He can't get left half. But I do like this play. I like committing to, all right, I'm going to hit this, 8, 9 yarder, and just backing yourself. Just missed center contact there. The positive is if you hit it, you've got a red ball in position. The negative is with blue being that good of a setup, there's a good chance Jimmy can run this at least to the peg to give himself a strong advantage at 6 as well.
And yellow offside.
That's right.
What do you think of the Kyle Maloof theory that wicket 2 is not important?
Well, to basically give you a very concise answer, I told Kyle if he just wants to give me hoop 2 in all of our matches, I'd be happy to take it.
That's exactly the answer I gave to Tom when he talked about the honeycut. 5-3 down is fine. You're going to win. I said, give me, Tom, if you want to play any time and start with me 5, you 3, I'll take it.
That's right. It's there's definitely some merit to it, but at a high level, that strategy is based on the fact that you get first shot to 3, which yes, you have the advantage. But let's say somebody shoots first ball and they hit it, you're looking at a pretty neutral hoop at that point.
Totally.
And so I'm going to back myself to hit the first clearance at 3 and just say, okay, well, game on.
Yep.
So I think maybe at a lower level, when the players are missing that clearance a lot more frequently, it might be a little bit more viable, but I still, I want to win every hoop that I play.
I totally agree.
There's not one hoop that has less importance or more importance. I do think there's hoops that I want to score down the court when you play an odd-numbered hoop, but I wouldn't say one hoop's more important than another. Outside of the fact that 4-4 playing hoop 9 or 5-5 playing hoop 11, yeah, those hoops are important, but you got to that point because the other hoops were important. So I try to play every hoop like it's hoop 13.
Well, let me take you back to your match with Tom yesterday. There was a really pivotal moment for me in the third game. Wicket 5, Tom had an angled shot to make the wicket and go 3-2 up, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, he tries to hit those too hard. When it works, it's wonderful. But he missed.
Yes.
You won the wicket. You went down to 6, and the way it worked out, you had this a plan at 6 that enabled you to win not just 6 but also 7.
Yep.
Because you were able to put a ball to the back line for wicket 7.
Yep.
So talk a little bit in your mind about how a game can change as a result of one good shot or one miss by somebody.
Yeah, and I talked to Tom about this. I actually believe that hoop 3 is where that match I felt a lot more comfortable. So Jimmy hits a clearance on with blue that he catches about half ball. Crayton opts not to clear black, and it looks like he's made a good choice because black is, yes, it's a runner, but I think what Crayton can do here is he doesn't have to take this on. Just set up with yellow, let red play the clearance on black, but we'll see if he opts for it. But Tom in game 1, for those of you that have watched Tom play, when he is hot, he's one of the scariest players in the world to play against. And in game 1, he was running 7-yard hoops like they were, 1-yard hoops. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of that play. He knew he was going to only get half ball. Red's not in great position. Blue has an option to just play in here where red can't stop shot it. And I like Jimmy's odds at the hoop. But yeah, so Tom was playing lights out, and I have a strong belief that when my opponent is playing well and I am not at their same level currently, I want the hoop that we're playing to last as long as possible. And I want them to hit as many shots until I get them to a point where I feel like they're not playing as well. If I'm playing well and I feel like I'm playing better than my opponent, I want the hoops to go as fast as possible. And so I'm trying to, because honestly, the game is a game of runs, and that's a really, really good shot. And so I want the times that I'm playing well to last as many hoops as possible. I want the times that my opponent is playing well to last as few hoops as possible. And so hoop 3, I played much more conservatively than I normally would, where I had a hoop shot that I could probably get down to 4, but I played for the jaws. He had missed very little shots in a game and 2 hoops, and he missed 4 clearances back to back to back to back.
Yep.
And just letting your opponent see the ball miss then provides an opportunity where we get to hoop 5, and he had not hit a clearance in the last 10 shots. And I'm not saying that's the result of that caused the miss, but it definitely wasn't the same level that Tom was playing at for the majority of game 1. And so just forcing your opponent to see some misses and watch the ball not go through the hoop every single shot just puts in that little bit of doubt. And so from that moment forward, I tried to make 5, 6, 7 go as fast as possible to take a 5-2 lead before Tom got back on rhythm. So it's something I pride myself on is playing the hoops more aggressively when I'm playing well and playing a lot more conservatively when I'm not.
That's a very good philosophy. Oh yeah, got it.
Oh, he got them both. Great shot.
Good shot.
So Jimmy played the block in there, but the block was a little bit too close, and it provided an opportunity for a combo. So Jimmy's taking a look at yellows, seeing if he thinks it's a makeable shot or a likely makeable shot, and it looks like he's just going to play in here.
Oh, he's overhit it a little, I think.
Yeah, just a touch. We're going to see Crayton take this on for 2 reasons. 1, it's in his comfort range, but 2, blue is not dead in front a yard. It's also can only clear red to the short boundary. So probably one of the better shots he's going to get at this hoop, so he's going to go ahead and have a go at it.
Oh, is he?
I believe so. Nice shot.
What's up, team? What a beautiful shot from young Crayton.
Young Crayton.
So pretty.
Young Crayton.
We have Darin Guffey joining us for a
hopefully a short end.
yeah, very short.
Very, very short. May end it right now. What's
Well
going on
played,
here?
well played, Darin.
One game was good.
You had a great tournament. I've said this to you a few times. Don't exaggerate how difficult it is to run a tournament and play in a tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely experienced that the first day or so.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving pieces there.
Yeah. And once things kind of got set, I could finally relax a bit and get to playing.
Well, you're very fortunate you had Lynda Bjorkland.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yep.
I had the best tournament manager in the business.
My
and,
goodness, her
Lynda Bjorkland.
organizational skills and her drive are unbelievable.
Yeah, she's awesome. She does a really good job. But as I told Darin after our match, he's the scariest 2200 in the world.
Yes.
Criminally underrated, and his results over the last year are proof of that. So it's been exciting to watch the improvement, and you can just take a look at the rating system and see 50% win percentage for 3 years, and then it shoots up to 70% in 2025, and it shows you the improvement. And that's not 70% win percentage against club players that are local. That's 70% win percentage against some of the best players in the country. So it's been fun to watch the improvement.
Absolutely.
Well, you could have given me one game, and then I might have been the scariest 2300.
But don't forget that Matthew is still chasing Robert. So
Yes,
I think Simon halted that.
that's
that
right.
chase.
No kidding. Well, the one thing I've learned is people have been chasing Robert for 10 years and they've had very little success. So we'll see. He's been the best in the world for
Fantastic
an
shot
extended
there.
period of
That's a great
time, and
shot.
I don't see it changing anytime
yeah, he
soon.
is amazing. He is machine-like with his play. It's spectacular reward.
Yeah, I've said many times on camera that he's not the. I don't think the flashiest player or the scariest player to play, as far as the fact that he's not going to overpower you. He's not going to put you in situations where you feel like you have no hope. But he's just unbelievably consistent. You never see him play poorly, and you might see him miss a hoop shot, miss a clearance, but over the course of a game, you have to play unbelievably well to beat him, and that's what makes for a number one player in the world.
I took some short videos of him, his preparation for shots and his actual shots, and I can tell you it's 100% the same every single time.
Yep.
It's just so structured, it's just so thoughtful the way he does things.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm going to say, Matthew, you could probably speak a little bit more better than we can. But seeing Robbie play AC is a bit more of an example of kind of what Jim's talking about. I was unlucky enough to have him in my first ever AC tournament, and it was just so robotic.
Jimmy misses a clear of yellow, so odds on now for Crayton on this wicket.
Yeah, he's. I think one of the things Chris Clark has mentioned this before, but the pace. I think it's very interesting to watch Robbie play GC versus AC, and the fact that the pace of play is easily twice as fast with golf croquet. When he plays AC, it's very methodical. It's a consistent speed, but definitely a slower speed. And when you watch him play golf croquet, the pace is faster. Would I say he's one of the faster players? No, he's very methodical, but it's a totally different pace than his AC play. And I think that's part of what AC brings is you are fully in charge of the court when you're out there, and you're not having your opponent hit a shot every other turn. So it's just making sure you're putting yourself in the best position to play a good shot on every single strike of the mallet. And he does that better than anyone else.
So AC plays to his personality even better. Oh, that's what it was.
Yes.
Even better than golf croquet.
Very much so.
So nice clear by Crayton there. Jimmy now has one of those dreaded long straight-on clears.
I have a theory on this, Jim.
Try to put it through.
Try to put it through.
Yeah, you never will.
Yep. You have a better chance to put it through when you're not trying to than you do when you are trying to.
That is definitely true.
Oh,
Good try.
good effort.
Just notice both players help each other with balls that go out of play. But at least one of them is watching exactly where it goes out so they can put it back in. Oh gosh, are we?
That's right. This is going to be a honeycut gambit.
It's a shame that Tom Balding isn't here for me to make fun of him again on the honeycut gambit.
Well, I think Tom is so passionate about this honeycut gambit, and he's trying to trademark the Balding gambit, which is we were in Tasmania and he won 7 matches from down 6-4, and he won them 7-6. And I said, Tom, I think people have been doing that for a very long time. So it can't suddenly be a balding gambit just because of your recent success. But Tom disagrees with me, and he wants to try to.
He bored us with that information earlier.
I was gonna say I'll tell Tom next time we play, just let me get up 6'4", and then we'll see how well it works.
Well,
Exactly.
I told Tom I'd be happy to be 5'3" up against him.
Every single day of the week.
That's right.
He claimed that he's got these statistics that there's 47% chance of winning from this position or something. And anyway, we'll see if the odds go up or down from 47%.
You're shooting best balls here, Matthew?
I'm taking 2 shots at this. Yep.
Yeah, so black is right in front of the wicket. So Matthew's saying 2 goes at clearing.
Yeah, and I'm one of the players that takes 2 goes more often than most, I think. I feel like that's a lot due to the fact that a lot of players don't like to miss with 1 ball, and then let's say they hit with the second. The yellow ball in this case is going to end up having a clearance back into the wide part of the court, where if they don't hit it in the center, they're going to end up being in a worse position they were in the first place. And I feel very confident with that 7-yard clearance that I'm going to center ball it most of the time. And so I'm not actually getting into a losing position as long as I hit with 1 ball. My goal is to stop black from scoring and deal with the consequences after. I'd rather have an extra shot.
Well, and if you do hit with your first ball, then you have a ball over there that can interfere much more easily.
That's right. I think the advantage of hitting with the first ball is enough to warrant taking 2 shots. It doesn't, it outweighs the disadvantage of hitting with the second ball and having the other ball off the court. So red's playing in here. This is interesting.
Must be blocked to the hoop.
So I think a lot of club players talk about this situation where they've blocked their partner and they believe it's the worst thing in the world. But I normally, when I play with my partner, I don't want to say encourage them to block me, but I encourage them to get good position, and if they happen to block me, so be it.
Right.
As opposed to avoiding blocking me and then they get poor position.
Right.
Just because you're confident you're going to get the block yourself.
Exactly.
Next ball to play.
Black has a really, really good chance to get this block on yellow because it's so close, and even if it doesn't get the block, it's still going to be in position. We've talked about different sayings and things people believe. One of the things I'm very passionate about is don't go for a block outside of position unless you're 100% confident that you're going to get it.
Yeah.
Because if you go for a block that's out of position and you don't get it, you've basically just passed your turn away.
Yeah.
And there's no use to your shot. It's not very useful. So if you're going for a block out of position, you got to get it.
And there you go.
So he laid a good block. Yellow's going for the combo because he really didn't have much other option.
And the gambit is still on.
The gambit is on.
One other thing I find myself saying to our newer players is, this may sound really banal, but remember you've got 2 balls.
Ooh, I think that was a really poor decision.
So, he's going for the jaws there to try to get all the way down to 10, but he already had a great chance to get down to 10 with a hoop shot of that distance.
Right.
And so just take a good run at it. And, if it grovels through, then so be it. But
give yourself a chance.
Give yourself a chance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So quickly back on my banal statement, if you've got 2 balls, use them. So often I see players trying to make the important shot with their first ball, when it would be much more sensible for them to put that ball in a better position and use their second ball.
Yes. And I think to your point, so many players are lacking confidence, and they're saying, okay, well, if I miss with this ball, at least I'll hit with I have a second chance.
Oh dear.
But if it's a reasonable shot of a reasonable distance, you just have to back yourself to hit it and give yourself a reward for hitting a good shot.
Right.
If there's a ball in position and you hit the good shot, now you've done something.
Right.
If you hit it with the first ball, yes, you stop them from scoring, but you haven't actually gained anything because they're going to come into position with the second ball and you've got to do it again. I think we all of us have had situations this week where you take a hoop shot that you wouldn't normally take because you realize you're 5, 6, 7 clearances away, good clearances away from getting another shot. And sometimes it's the right shot because you're not going to get another one.
Right.
And so even though it's a shot that's low odds and you're not going to make it very often, at least it's a shot. And so Jimmy's played black long. And he had a hamper shot with blue, just tried to get it down there.
Yeah.
And,
Excuse me. What would you have done with black? Hoop or red? It looked like he just tried to lay in a real tight block.
Exactly. And I think with red that close, yeah, it's easy to say in hindsight that he's missed it and, he made the right choice. But I think most of the time I'm clearing that ball to try to stop red from scoring because I know blue has nothing.
So now blue is in an excellent position to clear red. So Crayton with yellow is probably thinking that he needs to move black.
Yeah, these are the ones where normally, let's say red's in a different position, you're really thinking about trying to get the piece of the ball that doesn't put you directly square behind the hoop. But with red where it is, I'm just trying to hit it. So he catches half ball. The question here is the shot, whether Jimmy's willing to play it or not, is to clear red, center ball, take position off of it.
Yep.
I think we might see Jimmy opt to go deep, but him lining it up tells me that he's going for this red ball.
What do you think about Crayton's pace with yellow?
I thought it looked a little bit fast. I thought he accelerated a little bit through it.
Oh.
I think the hoop gave him a little bit of help there.
Yeah,
I think if I'm red, I may take on the hoop here.
Don't think he can make it though. Well, Darin, we're not all you. So
looks like a funnel to me.
I don't see. You think Crayton?
Does it not?
It looks pretty big.
Maybe.
It looks huge.
It's a shot I'm going to take on.
Looks like it looks big to him too.
Apparently.
You hit it, it's the end off it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the target's big.
Or just hoop.
If you get right half a blue, the hoop's going to slow you down. Might go through.
Well, kind of like you were saying in our game. I had something similar to this.
Yep.
I just booted it. Thought that was quick. Got it.
Oh, great shot. Great shot. Darin called it. Target looked big. Crayton liked it. And
anybody over 65, don't try that shot at home. Great shot, and that may put the end to the gambit.
we're on to the Balding Gambit now.
Oh, the Balding Gambit
now.
Yes, we just have to have a gambit for every time you go down 2 hoops
Really
at any point in the match.
Jimmy put in a good block there after a shot like that.
Right.
You frequently see somebody hit a big shot that really frustrates somebody, and they get out of position first ball up.
So since Tom is trying to trademark the Balding Gambit, I since we're coming up with gambits for everything, in our match, Tom and I, all 3 games, Tom went up 2-0, and so, if we can trademark that as the Essex Gambit, then that would be great.
I was going to ask Matthew, did you like laying in with yellow?
Not with blue and red this close.
Correct.
Yep.
Oh, that's a
Really good shot.
Really good shot there. So Crayton may try to get to wicket 12.
I think Jimmy's played this well enough that the only place he can go is left of or east of hoop 10. And so at best, he's going to be at the halfway peg.
Jimmy's asking for a referee. We haven't seen Mr. Potts out on the lawn. The long, wonderful figure of Mr. Jim Potts.
Look at that strut.
Striding out.
I mean, this guy just looks like a
referee.
He looks like a referee. A good one at that.
Absolutely. Mr. Huff takes the chance to come and converse with anybody who listened to it.
Jeez.
You should hear what we said about you.
Oh, God. I can't wait. I can't imagine. John, when's this going to be up?
A couple
weeks. Yeah. I'll be just waiting anxiously to see this uploaded to YouTube.
Well, to be serious for a moment, the chance I've had to chat with Tom and now Matthew, I think people will find it incredibly illuminating about the game.
It looks like we have a fault here. So the interesting thing about this is basically if you play enough angle, the balls are going to separate at 90 degrees. You avoid the fault entirely.
Looks like
I think
core damage.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because the ball split well. That's why I thought he hit it cleanly, but it looks like they're looking at core damage.
So will Jimmy decide not to do anything because he has such a good hoop shot?
It is court damage. You're right.
I think I agree.
Court damage is only a fall if caused directly by the mallet. But since they called it a fault, Jimmy can decide whether to leave red and blue where they are or have them replaced. I think Matthew's saying he would have had them replaced.
What would you? You have left him? Brought him back.
I have the total opposite opinion because of exactly what you said. If my hoop shot is this good, then I feel really good that black is going to get past the peg in reasonable position, and I want blue and red to be tied up down here because my view on it is black is beating yellow to the hoop, has the advantage, and I want these balls to stay here as long as possible for 13.
Oh, baby.
Good point.
That's why he's the best, folks.
Oh, Jimmy.
You know, I just to back you up there, I wonder if that was just on his mind as he was just playing that shot.
Yeah.
A little bit of indecision is the worst thing in croquet.
Yes.
And I just think there was a little indecision in that shot.
Crayton really should take some time here. Nice moves.
And he runs it. And he runs it. Really well played from Crayton. And a great consolation event for Crayton. He played well. I think he would wish he had this form for the block play. Didn't play his best. Showed up in the consolation and played really, really solid croquet. So it's fun to watch him playing well and a good match to watch.
Yeah, and Matthew, you don't get to play in plates very often, but the plate can be really important for a youngish player like Crayton. It's a stepping stone to doing better.
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence builder, and a win's a win.
Totally.
Whether it's a consolation event, winning the tournament, winning a bowl, a shield, whatever it may be, there's a sense of achievement there, and so happy to see Crayton playing well and taking home the plate here, but. All in all, we're wrapping up a really, really enjoyable tournament.
Awesome.
And a lot of good players, a lot of good people involved. And, I think Jim will back me up on this. A huge thank you to Darin for his work on the tournament, to Lynda for managing it better than, anybody in the business, and then Jim Potts for being the main referee and tending to all of our needs. So thank you to you guys. And
thank you to Highlands Falls I think we all agree up here that these are our two favourite lawns, and Matthew may be a little biased now, being at Sapphire, but I think most of us would say that this is the most picturesque setting for croquet lawns, and the lawns played fast and they played true over the last 4 days. So it was a wonderful tournament.
It was. And yeah, thank you to Highlands Falls and their members, really for letting us use the lawns and give the time up to us to hold a really good event. So,
Matthew, huge pleasure sitting with you for a while.
Yes, enjoyed it, Jim.
I learned more. I look forward to going to try and put it into play in the next few days.
That's right.
So, thank you.
Enjoyed it, Jim.
Cheers.
Take care, guys.
Perfect. Yep.
Red button.
That was fun.
Yeah, enjoyed it, man.
So give us a like, subscribe, hit that bell.
Congratulations.
We're done here.
You did a
We
great job.
have one more in the can to put up to make Tom Balding happy.
Tim,
Thanks again to the Highlands Falls Country Club.
congratulations. Very good play. It was a fun week. It was fun watching, I tell you.
Thank you.
To the USCA for bringing you this YouTube channel, and to Don Oakley, whose croquet store can provide you the equipment you need to be the best that you can be at this wonderful game.
So again, thank you guys for doing this. So, as we move on, Crayton, great game. You've had a great last day. You beat Simon, then turned around and beat Shane beating Jack to get into the finals today. And both you guys, you and where's Jimmy, played a great game. Thank you. On this we have your Clayton trophy. Thank you very much. Do you want a picture with Jimmy and Crayton? Thank you again. Liz, you want a photo? Yeah. Melissa wants to take good pictures. So, in our championship flight, Darin Guffey, great games yesterday. I know you beat Sharif. You went on, beat Edmund. Awesome playing. That's all I can say. I congratulate you. And because he won, he was supposed to do this, so he made me do it. So. And then, where's Matthew? Oh, Matthew, come on up. And thank you. Matthew now moved to the plateau. Thank you for being here. Oh. Also, several great games. I don't remember what they were. And again, before we go, I want to thank Darin. I don't know if many of you know, this was something Darin was very passionate about, putting this elite tournament together, and how much time and effort he spent trying to contact players as far as playing this. It was a very great undertaking, and hopefully we will do it again. Thank you. So, yeah, thank you.
Also, I want to thank Lynda for all of the work that she put in. She did a phenomenal job managing this tournament, putting all the pieces together, and the organization was absolutely phenomenal. So thank you. And I want to say one more thing about Darin. Running a tournament is hard. So, he deserves props for that. But running this tournament is even harder because there's a lot of pros in this area that teach. And, Darin asked me to play in this event, and I said, I really have work obligations. I don't think that I can do it. And Darin said, we can make that happen. So he adjusted the schedule to make it work for me and my work schedule. He did it for 3 or 4 of the other pros. And so when you have people contacting you and telling you, hey, I can't play 10 to 12 on Thursday, and this guy says he can't play 3 to 4 on Friday, moving the pieces around to make a tournament work when you have obligations from all these players is very difficult. So it's not a normal tournament where you just throw a schedule together and there it goes. It's putting it together, then changing it, then changing it again. And so thanks, Darin, for all your hard work. It's a lot of fun and it works really well. So, but yeah, thank you guys for coming out. I know she said thank you to the Highlands Falls members, but we all understand how much of a gift it is to let us use your lawns and give them up for 4 days. So thank you so much for letting us be here. And you have a beautiful venue and a wonderful pro. So thank you guys again.
Crayton, come back up to the picture with Crayton. You want to do it away from the table? Well, now.
Yeah.
So long from the 2025 Highlands Falls Golf Croquet Elite Invitational. Subscribe, hit that bell, and we'll see you next year with your brand new Oakley Woods Arrow Mallet in hand.